Good day. Welcome to Sports Chaplaincy's digital broadcast. And on the Zoom today, I've got Abednigo Mosiatlhaga, who is a winger come forward for Ajax Cape Town. And it's our great privilege to be with Abednigo today. He just also happens to be the top goal scorer in the league at the moment. Abednigo, welcome to Sports Chaplaincy South Africa.
Thank you very much, AJ, for having me today. It's a privilege for me to be speaking to you today, and I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Awesome, thanks for your time. I'm so proud because I practiced your surname, Mosiatlhaga, and according to you, I got that right.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Awesome, thanks. I'm very proud of myself for that. Abednigo, before we get onto the questions about yourself and your journey in professional football, I'm sure a lot of the fans and people out there want to know what's the status at the moment around training. Has training started in the league yet? What's happening at Ajax? Do you know when training is going to start?
Yeah, I think we all have been waiting on the PSL to give us, an update on what is going to happen. But as for now, nobody's like the team. We are not training yet as a team, and we're just training individually at home. Hopefully, sooner or later, then the PSL will feed us in on what's going to happen next. But as for now, we're just at home and training on our own.
Sure. So it's kind of like lockdown is still there, and it's still business as usual in terms of lockdown for you guys.
Yeah, no, it's still business as usual. The only difference is that it's not the same as training as a team. And if you're alone, like I always say, man, nobody's really looking at you. So if you feel like, I've had enough, then you stop, and it's all up to you. But we miss that feeling of being in a session whereby even if you're tired, you have people around you that would push you to do your best. Not to say that we're not doing our best, but it's not the same.
It's quite interesting because I've heard from quite a number of footballers and pro athletes that the part that they really miss is that camaraderie with their teammates and just that togetherness and playing the sport that you love as a team.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So, Nigo, as they call you, I want to get to your journey in professional football. You've got an absolutely fascinating story to tell from your days in Mafikeng, but tell us a little bit about yourself, a bit about your background, your footballing background, also your personal background.
Yeah, no, I was born in Mafikeng, in a village called Lutlakane. It's a place in Mafikeng. So I grew up there, and I believe that's where my love for football started, was as soon as I was like 5, 6, around there. But now, because of the disadvantages, it's a rural area, there's no competition type of things. I ended up moving when I was about 11 or so to move with my aunt to the township. Yeah, that's where I joined a team called Western Tigers in Mabatu. Mabatu is a place, like a township place, and there was leagues and teams whereby I could go to. That's how I ended up joining Western Tigers, and I started playing there for like 3 years. After 3 years, then I got selected to go play for the School of Excellence. I actually went on trials first, and I passed the trials, and they said that I feel like you're good enough to join us. I joined them because in 2008 I was 13 years old. So I spent most of my time at School of Excellence, like 6 years. Then after that 6 years, that's when as soon as I finished school, I joined Bidvest.
Okay, Abednigo, thanks for that. Interesting to get to know a little bit more about you and your background. So you mentioned a little bit of your journey in football, and then you stopped at Wits. You had that contract at Wits, and then you faced a little bit of challenges in your career. Obviously, a lot of us have read up a lot about you, and we know what some of those challenges were, being out on loan to a number of clubs, etc., not always landing the contracts that you wanted. But anyway, let me not take any of that thunder. Do you want to just take us through a little bit of that journey from Wits and leading to this point where you are now the top goal scorer in your league, and also playing for Ajax Cape Town and fighting to join the PSL?
Yeah, like I said, as soon as I joined, as soon as I finished school, I went straight to Vert. So I was playing for the second team, the reserve side, which is known as Beat Boys. So I played for the Beat Boys for just a year. Then I got promoted to the first team the following year, which was 2015. And I think, as a footballer and upcoming one, your dream is to, get promoted to play with, the guys that which you've seen on TV and stuff at the time. They were like Dane Clates and the Elias Pelembes and all those guys, man. Those are guys you used to see on TV. You never thought one day you'd be in the same change room as them. So when I heard that I was going to get promoted, it was like one of the happiest times of my career. And I came there, I was in the same changing room as Kevin, and it just seemed crazy, man. But I think that feeling comes and it doesn't stay for long, because now that you have achieved promotion, getting being promoted to the first team, you want to play. I don't think it's any players desire to just sit there on the bench and look at everyone. So as soon as I got promoted, it wasn't that easy for me to break into the starting 11 or to get game time. So it was a bit difficult. I spent like 3 seasons before I got loaned out, and in the middle of the 3 seasons I made like only 4 appearances. So you can imagine 3 seasons, only 4 appearances. It was a bit hectic, and I, together with the club, felt as if, this is not going to work out. I should get rather some game time in an NFD team. So, which of course I thought it was a brilliant move for me. I joined Cape Town All Stars by the time. So I came here to Cape Town All Stars, and I think I played well. I did very well. Even though the club was going through some issues. So after that season with Cape Town All Stars, I came back because the loan was finished. So generally, if you've had a good season on loan, in your mind you think that, okay, maybe I'm gonna get a chance. Maybe you feel like I'm a better player than I was when I left, because of the game time, because of the performances that which I've given it. But then, they told me, Vert told me that we feel that, you have improved, you have become better, but it's not yet time. We think it's better to loan you out, which, wasn't that hurtful to me by that time. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm going to go back, but where am I going? Then Stellenbosch came through. Steve Buck, brought me into Stellenbosch, and I think by the time my confidence was a bit more higher than it was the previous season. Within 6 months, Vets called Stellenbosch to say that they need me back. So I didn't even finish the season with Stellenbosch. I went back to Vets, and I played the last 6 months of that season. And I think I did well. I even earned myself a call up to Bafana, and you could tell that there was progress. It was visible for anybody to see. But surprisingly, I think this was like one of the biggest shocks of my career. After the season finished, I don't know how, then, Vets, has become like a bigger team. They always signing players and stuff. And I got the same message that other players would get, that I'm not in the plans. and it doesn't look like the coach is going to need me for the season. They're going to have to let me go. So in my mind, I was thinking, oh, because of the season I've had, I can maybe earn myself a move to a PSL club. But then we waited and waited, nothing happened. Stellenbosch was the only option. I think, that hurt me like mentally, and it took its toll, because I never thought I would play the NFD by that time. So I'm like, no way, I can go back to the NFD after everything which I've done. But things didn't happen and didn't go the way I wanted them to go. I had Stellenbosch. They said, what, if it happens that you don't get a contract with the PSL team, we just want to let you know that you're welcome here. So I never got anything with the PSL. I went back to Stellenbosch, back to the NFD again. So, then at that moment I told myself, I just have to be strong. I just have, to do whatever I have to do. I've tried my best and it didn't happen. So I came back to Stellenbosch my second season, and you saw what we did last season. It was good. We won the league. And because I was convinced that, what, if I don't get to the PSL with Bidvest, I can get to the PSL with Stellenbosch. Let me try it at this time. We got promotion, and I was convinced that finally, here is the time. And surprisingly, again, Vets called me back, and they had to be like an agreement between Stellenbosch and Vets on, I don't know, it's the money and everything, but there was no agreement on that. And as soon as that didn't happen, there was no option for me. And I spent a lot of time, with my parents and just trying to let them in and, help me, because I felt like, what, I really don't know what is happening and things are not working out. And, I don't know. So while I was at Verts pre-season, this season, before the season started, there was an option for me to go to Portugal, but to play in the third division, like the ABC in Portugal. And that was the only thing that I had on the table by then. So I felt like, what, I've tried everything in SA, and nothing is working out for me. And if it means that I have to go play overseas, even in the lowest of divisions, I go there just for the sake of my peace, because I feel like nothing is really happening for me. Then I was like literally on the verge of going, because I had everything prepared for me to go overseas. Then Ajax came through. I remember my agent gave me a call, and I said, Ajax are interested. Andre sent me a message, and then I sat down and thought about it. And Ajax is a very good team, and they I think the intentions were clear. They want to get back to the Premier League, and if I joined them, then it would increase another chances for me. So I had to make a decision between going to the ABC in Portugal or come to Ajax. So then I thought, what, I'm just gonna give it a try. Ajax is a big team, and it's a big team with a huge history, and I know they want to come back. So let me just go again. Then I came to Ajax, and so far this is where I'm at.